The wait is finally over. Disney will be bringing their 1989 animated masterpiece, The Little Mermaid, out of the water and back onto home media as the next title in the Walt Disney Signature Collection. Of course, The Little Mermaid has previously been released on Blu-ray as part of the Diamond Edition collection and also had a 3D release. However, this time around the movie will not just be re-released on Blu-ray, but will also debut in 4K ultra high definition for the very first time. In this video, I'll take a look at all the details of all the different versions of The Little Mermaid Signature Collection Edition releasing across the US and Canada, and when you can lap them up in store and on digital platforms. There will be editions of the 4K set released in international territories, including Australia. Stay tuned for more info on those down the line. Additionally, I'll briefly take a look at the specs of this release as well as the special features we can expect to find. I'll then deliver my final thoughts on the new releases and ask the age-old question, is it worth the upgrade? I will also leave Amazon affiliate links down below for those who wish to purchase the movie. On your screen is the list of topics that I'll be covering in this video. If you're more interested in checking out some over others, then please feel free to skip forward via the time codes I provided down below in the comments. Otherwise, you are of course more than welcome to stick it with me for the long run. In the US and Canada, The Little Mermaid's Walt Disney Signature Collection Edition will be splashing onto physical home media on the 26th of February 2019, but will be available to purchase on digital HD and 4K 2 weeks earlier on the 12th of February 2019. The Little Mermaid will be released to the Signature Collection as a Blu-ray plus DVD plus digital multi-screen edition, and what everyone's been excited for, as a 4K plus Blu-ray plus digital Ultimate Collector's Edition. It is wonderful to see that Disney are offering both the Blu-ray and 4K editions of this at the same time, instead of releasing them 16 months apart like the previous signature edition of The Lion King. I really love the cover art Disney has given us for this one. It's simple yet effective and in keeping with most of the other signature collection editions. I also like that Disney has packaged both editions in the same cover art, so I don't feel the need to buy 2 more copies of this movie. As per usual, Best Buy will offer an exclusive steelbook of the release as a 4K plus Blu-ray plus digital combo pack. The artwork on the steel itself is by Paige O'Hara, the voice of Belle from Beauty and the Beast, and I think it is absolutely gorgeous and perhaps one of the best, most original Disney steels ever. A Disney steel that doesn't use the same stock clip art images we've seen a million times before is exactly what we need more of. Additionally, Target will offer an exclusive digibook edition as a 4K plus Blu-ray plus digital set, complete with a filmmaker gallery and storybook. Again, I love the artwork on this edition as well. The Target digibooks have traditionally had some of the best signature artworks so far. When it comes to The Little Mermaid, however, the artwork is pretty fantastic right across the board. Okay, so the one thing I get asked about most when it comes to these signature re-releases is, are we getting a new transfer or the same one that was previously featured on the Diamond Edition release? For The Little Mermaid, this question becomes a little bit more complex, given that we are not only receiving a Blu-ray edition, but also a 4K edition, meaning that the movie is not only being reissued on the Blu-ray format, but is also making its debut on the new 4K format. Back when Disney began releasing their Diamond editions an entire 10 years ago, a vast majority of the titles were given brand new 4K scans and restorations, meaning that, yes, most of those old Diamond restorations were simply 4K restorations downscaled to 1080 HD for the Blu-rays. These restorations were not only done at 4K to restore the movies to the best possible quality, but also to future-proof for this exact event, the re-release of these movies on an even better format a decade down the line. Seeing as though 4K restorations of these movies have in fact existed for 10 years now, there has been absolutely no need to re-restore them for the signature line, such as the fixing of restoration errors regarding audio and visual glitches in the Diamond line. All the signature releases have featured the same transfers of the movie present on those Diamond releases. That said, with Little Mermaid's standard Blu-ray signature release, we will once again see the exact same master used on the Diamond release. However, when it comes to the brand new 4K release, we will finally get to see the same master in all its ultra high definition glory. It's worth noting that The Little Mermaid was the last of Disney's traditional animations to use actual hand-drawn animation inked onto large large format cells. Those that followed were entirely produced using the computerized CAP system. The CAP system is limited to a 2K output, so the previous 4K release of The Lion King can't exactly be considered a true 4K master, but an upscale of a 2K master. The Little Mermaid, on the other hand, whose true source is physically animated cells, was able to achieve a true 4K remaster. Therefore, the new 4K release of The Little Mermaid can be considered to be as true can be. This brings us onto the specs of this release. The Little Mermaid's 4K Ultra High Definition release will feature a brand new to home media 4K presentation with brand new HDR colouring, which Disney promises offers brilliant brights, deeper starks, and a wider colour spectrum with more lifelike colours. This will be complemented by a brand new 7.1 Dolby Atmos track. The Blu-ray disc, however, will feature the previously presented 7.1 DTS HD Master Audio soundtrack from the Diamond release. The digital edition will feature the Dolby Atmos track on the 4K and a 7.1 Dolby digital track on the HD. As per usual, the Signature Collection edition of The Little Mermaid will come bundled with a handful of new bonus features produced especially for this release. These include sing-along mode. Sing along to the movie in this sing-along version of the film. Alan Menken and the Leading Ladies song. From the voice of a mermaid to the tunes of a muse, the music of Alan Menken has scored the soundtrack for some of Disney's most iconic leading ladies. Join Alan, Jodi Benson, Ariel, Paige O'Hara, Belle, Judy Kunn, Pocahontas' singing voice, Lillias White, Calliope, and Donna Murphy, Mother Gothel, as we celebrate the music of their films in honour of the one that started it all, The Little Mermaid. In this discussion, the ladies will share their memories of musically creating their characters with Alan, discuss what it means to be part of the Disney Princess leading lady legacy, and create new memories as they sing with Alan around a baby grand piano. What I want from you is your voice. Enter the recording studio and get an inside look at the cast of The Little Mermaid in their original recording sessions. Stories from Walt's office, gadgets and gizmos. Like Ariel, Walt Disney was a collector of many different things, from miniatures to early mechanical characters that inspired the invention of audio animatronics. We take a look at some of the collection that Walt kept in his office in the third episode of this series. Hashtag Treasures Untold. Join Ruby Rose Turner and Olivia Sanabia from the Disney Channel original series Coop and Cammy Ask the World, as they take a deep dive to explore some hidden treasures and fun facts about Disney's The Little Mermaid. And Decapella, Part of Your World music video. An additional featurette will also be available exclusively to the movie's digital edition, Part of Your World, a 30-year retrospective. Songwriter Alan Menken and Jodi Benson, the acting and singing voice of Ariel, sing the epitome of Disney I Want songs, Part of Your World, and discuss its impact since it was first heard 30 years ago. In recent years, Disney have not had a great track record of producing substantial new special features, often chalking their re-released animated titles up with fluffy 2-minute featurettes and around 10 minutes worth of decent new material. The same, I don't think, can be said for The Little Mermaid. With this release, we not only get what sounds like an incredible retrospective featurette with Alan Menken and some of the most iconic princess voice actresses, but also get to take a look at some hopefully never before seen footage from the recording sessions of the movie, and another edition of the always informative Stories from Walt's Office, which I love. Of course, there is a little bit of fluff on here, and it's incredibly frustrating that, yet again, another wonderful sounding featurette finds itself relegated to digital only, but it certainly sounds like there are some must-have featurettes on here for a change. However, that out of the way, how about the over 4 hours worth of bonus features from the Diamond edition? How much of this makes its way onto the physical disc? Sadly, not much. Out of the brilliant selection of features from the Diamond collection, the only ones to find themselves ported over to the new release, physically at least, are Deleted Character, Harold the Merman, Under the Scene, the Art of Live Action Reference, Howard's Lecture, and audio commentary with Ron Clements, John Musker, and Alan Menken. While the 16-minute Howard's Lecture is a great feature and the audio commentary is incredibly enlightening, this is a fairly paltry offering of classic features on this release, relying really only on those produced for the Diamond release itself. A further 3 hours of features, including over an hour of behind-the-scenes featurettes and half an hour of deleted scenes, scenes were included in both the Platinum DVD edition and the Diamond Blu-ray edition of the movie. And unfortunately, these only make their way over to the Signature edition as digital exclusives. Sadly, this has become the norm for these releases, though the Peter Pan Signature managed to port across all of its previous features. I guess that was just a one-off. For now though, let's get on to my final thoughts. The Little Mermaid is one of Disney's most beautifully animated movies of its era, and its Blu-ray is easy reference material for the medium. I am incredibly happy to find that Disney are giving the movie a wonderful new treatment for its 30th anniversary in a brand new edition, and are giving us a chance to experience the movie in a higher quality than ever before. While it is sad that the 3D edition of this movie, which is spectacular by the way, will likely never see another release, the consolation is that with the 4K edition, we can once again experience the movie in a whole new way. While The Lion King, with its upscaled source, couldn't offer us an incredibly revelatory experience, I expect the opposite from The Little Mermaid, which, as far as I'm aware, is the first ink and paint traditional animation to hit the 4K format, and I'm certainly hoping on a truly stunning and engaging experience. So the million-dollar question is it worth the upgrade? Firstly, let's talk about the Blu-ray re-release. As mentioned, the Blu-ray re-release features the exact same transfer as the previous release, but omits over 3 hours of material previously available on physical disc. Yes, you get them digitally, but you're never guaranteed that you'll have that forever. There are some wonderful sounding new features on here, however, which definitely give this disc extra points. For a first-time buyer who doesn't need the bells and whistles 4K, this disc will certainly suffice, but if you want those classic bonus features physically, it may be worth tracking down either a copy of the Diamond Blu-ray or the Platinum DVD if you can get it at a good price. However, if you do already own the previous Blu-ray and are content with it, I don't think the standard Blu-ray is worth any kind of upgrade. If anything, with the omission of great bonus features and the same old transfer, this release is practically a downgrade. The 4K release, on the other hand, offers a brand new way to experience the movie in a hopefully gorgeous new presentation, as well as the brand new special features which will appear on the Blu-ray disc. While the 3 hours of bonus are still omitted from this release, I think that the new 4K presentation is worth the price of admission on this one. For both new buyers and old alike, this one is definitely worth the upgrade, and if you are double dipping on the movie, you shouldn't feel any buyer's remorse, given that you're not exactly buying the same product over again. For me, of course, I will certainly be picking up the 4K release for myself. The Little Mermaid has never been a top favourite of mine, but I adore the movie, its music, and its animation, and I am dying to experience it, and most excitingly, proper traditional animation for the very first time at the highest resolution yet presented. And at that, it's over to you guys. What are your thoughts on the Little Mermaid Signature Edition releases? Fire away in the comments below and let me know, will you be picking it up or throwing it a hard pass? Don't forget, if you do wish to pick up an edition of the Little Mermaid Signature Edition, I have left Amazon affiliate links down in the comments and the description below. If this is your first time viewing one of my videos, you like what you've seen, you'd like to see more like this in the future, then please don't forget to hit that big old subscribe button up on your screen right now, and also hit that like button down below if you're feeling extra generous. Also, don't forget to check out my many social media accounts, and please consider supporting me over on Patreon. Thanks for watching, guys, and I hope you have a wonderful day.